at the Lively HQ in New York City, and I'm getting ready to interview Michelle Cordeiro Grant, who is the founder of this awesome line of bras and panties, which they are calling lingerie, or athleisure lingerie. So, hope you'll come with me and stay tuned to watch our interview. Curious to know about the start of this brand and where it came from. I know it got founded in April.
Yeah.
But could you share with us just where Lively came from? What's the story behind it?
Yeah, I mean, the story is I've been living in the retail industry for quite some time now, and I was so fortunate to work with some of the top retailers, including Victoria's Secret, where I spent the tenure of my career really supporting a brand with such a strong point of view. And for me, I just started to realize there was room for a different point of view in the lingerie industry, one that was built for women, by women, and really started to speak to how women are uniquely beautiful individually versus a conversation about how do women feel in a product when a man is looking at them. How do women feel when they're actually looking in the mirror? And how do you really start to talk about the confidence and the courage that women can have to get out there and do what they love? So for me, I just wanted to build a brand that emulated my life, which is I've always been able to work to fulfill my passion. And I think that there's so much room and opportunity out there for women just to get out there and become leaders instead of participants.
I love that. Yeah. I love that. So what you're sort of referring to is Lively has been so much more than just another line of bras and underwear. Yes. But you've really started this movement, and on social you use this hashtag Living Lively to really describe that. So what does that really mean for you?
Sure.
How has that become embodied?
Sure. So the ethos of Lively is, like you said, more than just about the product. It's really about the inspiration that the brand delivers, and that is to really inspire women to live life purposefully and fulfilling. And so we call that Living Lively. Living Lively is finding the job that you love, or hanging with your best friend, or going for, a run, or taking a class you never dreamed of. It's just really getting out there and living life purposefully.
That's so good. It's so up Toastmasters Jam's alley, if you and one of the things about that and being able to live the life that you love and feel really comfortable in your own body is creating the brand with fabrics and materials in such a way that you actually don't feel like you need to get home and rip it off at the end of the day, which I mean, how many of us have felt like that? So could you maybe talk a little bit about the design of the products and what we have here? I mean, maybe we've got a few different items on the table.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to start with our Geolace bralette, because I think this really demonstrates where our aesthetic came from. It started with us just being organic girls. I said to the team, let's just buy what we love, what we live in. And we were living in yoga pants and bikini tops I was wearing as bras at the time, because I didn't want to feel all that restriction. And I wanted that cool-handed fabric and the pop of colors to come through. So what we did was we took our favorite components of athleisure, our favorite components of swimwear, and just the most functional pieces of lingerie to combine what we call lingerie. So this is our Geolace bralette. It has a sporty wide band, so it can support all different sizes from A cups to double Ds. It has great coverage, and then it also has this little piece in the middle, which does so much.
Oh, really?
That brings the girls together.
That's the secret right there, that tiny little.
Exactly, yeah.
It's in the details.
It's all in the details. And then 3 hook adjusters in the back for a very unique fit.
Oh, I love that. So I think one of the things that for me, when I'm thinking about, going from idea to business, when I think about physical product like this, the part that always gets me hung up is how do you actually go from, I have this great idea, I want bras that people actually want to wear, and then finding someone to make it. What was that process like for you?
Yeah, so I knew back in 2012 that I wanted to create this brand and this idea, but for me to embark on the journey, supply chain was number one. So I really spent time networking and finding someone who ended up being my business partner when I launched the company in August of 2015, which is actually the manufacturer of our product. So I was relentless in saying, for us to start an amazing brand, we have to be able to make amazing product.
Yeah.
And we can't compromise on size range, and we can't compromise on price. It just has to be the best in all aspects, including the packaging. So we started actually our company with an angel investment from our manufacturers.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah, I mean, we hit lotto.
Yeah.
So that's how we did it.
So that's how you found the manufacturers. And what I actually had just learned is they're sitting right back there. So from sketches to manufacturing,
exactly.
all in one building. So you found a co-founder, and then you've got a bit of a team here. How did you go about recruiting the first people to buy into this idea of yours?
Yeah, so I started this journey on August 15th, August 10th, 2015, and I remember that day very, very intently because I came here to 4 white walls. I'm going to start a company. This is so exciting. How do I do that? So I just spent the first couple of weeks networking. I made lists of everything I didn't know. I didn't spend time focusing on what I knew. I spent time focusing on what I didn't, and really went out there and used my network to find the people that knew the most about those things. So I felt supported. And then I found my creative director and designer, Sarah Sullivan. So she was the first member of our team, and we just started with brand and product and voice, and took it from there.
You started with networking. And how did you feel when you're going out trying to tell people, hey, I've got this brand, and it doesn't exist yet.
It doesn't exist.
But I need you to help me make it exist.
Yeah.
Were you nervous about it at all?
I was so excited, and I just said, I kind of set this mental kind of perception that field of dreams, if you build it, it will come. So I just presented this as a company that already existed, and I, projected myself as leading a business that was there with a team and a brand and so forth. I smoked and mirrored it. And, I just believed in it so much that I just took it step by step and didn't fear the unknown. I actually embraced learning the journey, and it kind of came,
Came together.
Yeah, just followed gut.
That's really good advice. It's kind of how you just have to get started, is you have to manifest it into being a little bit and get good people to come along the way.
Exactly.
To help you make it.
Yeah.
So I discovered the brand on Instagram.
Nice.
And yeah, I was gonna ask, so I know that that's probably not by accident. What has been the role of social media in getting this brand as far as it's come in such a short time?
It's been everything to us. So similar to how we built the product, we threw all the fundamentals out the window and we said, let's build this organically. Let's truly see how people react to the brand before we start spending on marketing and creating these fancy taglines and so forth. So we just put ourselves out there on Instagram in February, only showing our imagery and our mantras like wild hearts and boss brains. And it was incredible because women just started DMing us instantly.
Really?
Like, what is this? How can I be a part of it? How can I support this? And we're like, oh my God, this is amazing.
Were you showing product at that point?
We were showing images of it.
Okay.
But we didn't spend a lot of time talking about the product itself. We focused on our ethos.
It's about the brand.
It was about the brand and the movement. Exactly. Yes. It's like you work here. And so we just started to build a network of amazing women around the country. It didn't matter if they had 100,000 followers or 1,000 followers. We would look at their feeds and say, they're actually living lively. Like, can you support us? We'll send you product. We'll start the conversation with you first.
That's great. And so and that was it. So you got other people talking about the brand very early on.
Very early on.
And their experience in it. And,
Yeah.
and that was before any other sort of marketing.
Yeah.
Was that even before the company officially launched?
Exactly. So that we launched in April and we started our social conversation in February. And then we actually did a really fun email campaign We looked at other brands that had launched referral campaigns where if you email somebody and they submit their email address, you get a point.
Yep.
Like, oh, that sounds like a great idea. Like, we'll launch to somebody. So we did that, and we emailed 250 of our closest friends and family, hoping to get maybe 5,000 emails over the course of a week. We had 133,000 in 2 days.
From a referral program?
Yes.
Oh, in 2 days?
In 2 days. Our servers crashed. We actually don't know what could have happened. I thought we got hacked. I'm like, someone just took over our company.
At 133,000, I would think that I got hacked as well.
Exactly.
I mean, anyone who's tried to build an email list before, if you get 133,000 emails in 2 days, you think something's wrong.
It was crazy, yes. I had
It's
devs
amazing.
like in the bathroom at bars being like, it's okay, it's real.
It's real.
Yeah.
And this was all from just asking everybody if they could share Lively with one person.
With anybody they knew, with their whole network. And that was the power of social, because women around the world were taking their links and putting it in their link in bio on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook. And we ended up having 280,000 individuals come to our website in those 2 days.
Amazing, incredible.
Yeah.
Okay, so good tip for emerging brands out there of ways to get things off the ground.
Social.
Social. Was Instagram the one network that you really focused on?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Exactly. It's where we're just visually born. I think our DNA is very visual, and so it just works very well for us. Yeah.
Is it is the referral program or the influencer program something you still do today?
Yes. Yes. We love our consumers, but we really focus on building our crew and our community, whether they buy or not. We just want them to be a part of our movement, and so our crew definitely supports us that way.
It's good tips. I hope people are writing that down. And I think that probably leads me into my next question, which is for everyone watching, for the entrepreneurs watching, is I'm just curious, like, what are some of the the most successful things that you've done to date? So it sounds like influencers, this referral program for email. Is there anything else that you think really got you guys on a strong springboard?
Yeah, I think that a lot of people constantly ask us, who are your competitors? And, the way that we answer that is we don't focus on our competitors, we focus on our consumers, because we do want to do things differently. And so to do that, spend time talking to your customers and to your community and really engage them in the process. When we sit down to do our emails or our marketing, we don't brainstorm what are we going to say. We actually go to our customers and see the common threads in comments in Instagram, on Facebook, and in our chats through our customer service, and say, we launched a bralette that was navy and black, and all you heard was need this, need this. So that was our subject line. It wasn't that hard. We just keep the conversations
Did you
we're
use
having.
that as subject line?
It was just like hashtag need this. It was so easy.
That's perfect.
Yeah, so we leverage the conversations we're having and just make them appear on a broader scale.
Okay, so you actually use what comments people are leaving and use it as copy lines.
Yeah, and then we credit them back. We'll say, Alexandra Chloe, and say, give her @ handle, and really build these women as we're building our company.
It's truly a movement.
Yeah.
I think that's actually good advice. I've heard that before. Of don't worry so much or spend so much time sitting in a room trying to write your sales pages or your copy or your email subject lines. Use the language that your customers are using, and use their own words, their exact words,
They're
because
real.
then they're going to feel like you're speaking to them, and you are.
And it's natural.
It's natural. You're having a real conversation with them. So I think that's just another really good piece of advice that I hope you all walk away with. Get in the comments and see what people want and what they're saying. So one of the other things I always love to ask people is Toast Meets Jam is all about really, I think, exactly what your brand is about, which is doing exactly what you love to do, and having your life lived in a way that you love getting up every day, and following your passion. And so these interviews are about helping to show examples of women who are doing just that. And I like to call them Toast of the Town. Toast Meets Jam, so someone that you really admire. So I'm curious to know, as you found your entrepreneurial self, who were some of those Toasts of the Town that you admire, looked up to, and found that courage and confidence to launch?
Yeah, I mean, so very old school and very iconic. Diane von Furstenberg has always been someone that I've always looked up to, not just from a fashion sense, but from a business sense. The idea and the brand that she concepted many decades ago still holds true. She's never wavered. And then more from the new school is, you know, Leandra Medine from Man Repeller, I think just owns it, and she doesn't take herself too seriously, and that's how she built her brand, by having fun and laughing, but taking the beauty of fashion and combining that with just reality.
Yeah, she's so good.
Yeah.
I love her too.
Yeah.
She's a good one. And I think, you know, just to maybe wrap up today, I would love to know, what is your best advice for someone who's watching who has a dream that they want to launch but maybe have been a little bit afraid to?
Sure. I think put fear aside and really leverage your network, leverage your friends, your family, and really just list out what your goals are. I think just changing that word dream to goal makes things that much more clear, because when you have goals, you set a path, but when you have a dream, you just kind of like let it hang in the clouds. So I think just grounding it, putting it on paper, and then saying, what don't I know about achieving this goal, and start checking them off one by one.